The quaint coastal town of Eldridge awoke to an ominous murmur carried by the sea breeze. Whispers echoed through the salty air, tales of an ancient sea monster stirring in the depths. Eldridge, dependent on the ocean for its livelihood, dismissed the whispers as the fanciful stories of restless sailors. Little did they know that the monstrous legend was about to surface from the darkest abyss. As the townsfolk carried on with their lives, a series of strange tidal phenomena began to plague Eldridge. Unexplained surges and unpredictable currents disrupted the once predictable rhythm of the ocean. The seasoned fishermen, guardians of the town's maritime legacy, exchanged nervous glances as the sea hinted at a force beyond their understanding. Nightfall brought with it a haunting melody, a siren song that reverberated across the waves. Eldridge, accustomed to the serene sounds of the ocean, now faced an eerie symphony that sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to listen. The sea monster, it seemed, communicated through a spectral lament that stirred the waters into a malevolent dance. One fateful morning, the townsfolk awoke to an unsettling sight. The shoreline strewn with abandoned fishing boats. The once bustling harbor, now eerily silent, told a tale of seasoned sailors who had ventured out in pursuit of the elusive catch and never returned. Eldridge, gripped by an uneasy stillness, realized that the sea monster's appetite had claimed its first victims. In the face of mounting terror, Eldridge convened a desperate council to decipher the cryptic warnings and confront the looming threat beneath the waves. The elders, keepers of maritime lore, reluctantly acknowledged the sea monster as a force beyond human comprehension. The town, now haunted by the specter of loss, grappled with the harrowing reality that their lives were entwined with a creature from the darkest depths. As the council delved into Eldridge's maritime archives, they uncovered a forbidden legend, a tale of an ancient sea monster known as Leviathan, a creature said to rise from the abyss in times of great unrest. The elders, faces etched with trepidation, realized that Eldridge had unwittingly unleashed the Leviathan by disturbing the delicate balance of the ocean. Eldridge, burdened by a cursed legacy, faced a dilemma: to appease the Leviathan or challenge the wrath of a sea monster whose origins stretched back to the dawn of time. The townsfolk, torn between surrender and defiance, grappled with a fate that seemed inexorably tied to the monstrous force lurking beneath the waves. As Eldridge debated its course of action, the Leviathan's fury intensified. Unprecedented storms lashed the town, and colossal waves threatened to devour the coastline. The sea monster, a colossal silhouette beneath the tumultuous waters, seemed to awaken with an insatiable hunger that resonated with the very heartbeat of the ocean. In a final bid for survival, Eldridge organized a desperate expedition to seek the council of maritime mystics rumored to hold the key to placating the Leviathan. The expedition, braving treacherous waters and haunted by the haunting siren song, ventured into the heart of the storm in pursuit of ancient wisdom that could quell the sea monster's wrath. The maritime mystics, living in isolation on a remote island shrouded in mist, revealed a chilling truth. The Leviathan's awakening was a consequence of Eldridge's insatiable greed for the ocean's bounty. The sea monster, an ancient guardian of the ocean's equilibrium, sought retribution for the imbalance caused by the town's relentless pursuit of maritime treasures. Armed with the mystic's revelation, the expedition returned to Eldridge with a daunting task: to offer a sacrifice to the Leviathan and restore the ocean's balance. The townsfolk, faced with the weight of their choices, grappled with the morality of sacrificing one to save many. Eldridge, haunted by the specter of its own transgressions, prepared for a solemn ritual to appease the monstrous guardian of the abyss. Under a storm-laden sky, Eldridge gathered on the rocky shores to make an ephemeral pact with the Leviathan. The chosen sacrifice, a seasoned fisherman named Jonah, stepped forward with a mixture of resignation and bravery. The townsfolk, holding their breath, witnessed the solemn ceremony as Eldridge sought to mend the frayed bond with the ancient sea monster. As Jonah descended into the abyssal depths, a hushed reverence settled over Eldridge. The Leviathan, its colossal form unseen beneath the churning waves, accepted the sacrifice with an ominous silence. The sea monster's fury, as if sated by the offering, gradually subsided. Eldridge, caught between relief and mourning, watched the ocean regain a semblance of calm as the Leviathan retreated to the darkest depths. In the aftermath of the sacrificial ritual, Eldridge lived under a fragile truce with the Leviathan. The townsfolk, haunted by the memory of their choices, faced the challenge of rebuilding amidst the specter of loss. The sea monster, now a lurking presence in the collective consciousness, left Eldridge to grapple with the delicate balance between human ambition and the ancient forces that govern the ocean. Whispers of the Leviathan's legend persisted, carried by the currents that threaded through Eldridge's maritime history. The sea monster's name became an eerie refrain, a reminder of the town's harrowing encounter with an ancient guardian. Eldridge, forever changed by the events beneath the waves, lived in a paradox where the ocean, once a source of livelihood, became a realm of trepidation and respect. As the years passed, Eldridge established a maritime vigil, a tradition that paid homage to the Leviathan and acknowledged the delicate covenant between the town and the ancient sea monster. Each year, on the anniversary of the sacrificial pact, the townsfolk gathered on the shores to cast flowers into the ocean, a symbolic gesture that served as a reminder of the fragility of their existence in the shadow of the Leviathan's watchful gaze. Yet, despite the maritime vigil, the cyclical ripples of the Leviathan's legend continued to influence Eldridge. The whispers of the sea monster, carried by the wind, wove through the fabric of the town's folklore. The sacrifice of Jonah, now a tragic ballad sung by the elder bards, echoed through the generations, ensuring that the Leviathan's legacy endured as both a cautionary tale and a testament to the ancient forces that shaped Eldridge's destiny. Despite the fragile truce, Eldridge could not shake the ominous rumblings from the abyss. Strange occurrences unfolded. The sea's whispers grew louder, and peculiar markings appeared on the hulls of fishing boats. Eldridge, caught between a desire for prosperity and a growing unease, sensed that the Leviathan's influence lingered, its presence a shadow beneath the waves. Eldridge's fishermen, returning from their ventures at sea, reported sightings of cryptic symbols etched onto the seafloor. The maritime mystics, consulted once again, deciphered the symbols as warnings, signs that the Leviathan's wrath simmered beneath the surface, dissatisfied with the town's attempts to appease it. Eldridge faced a dilemma: either delve into the mysteries of the symbols or risk awakening a renewed fury. A daring few in Eldridge, fueled by a mix of curiosity and desperation, embarked on a forbidden expedition to explore the underwater symbols. Armed with ancient knowledge and a determination to understand the Leviathan's cryptic language, they descended into the ocean's depths. The sea, once a source of livelihood, now held secrets that challenged the very fabric of Eldridge's existence. As the expedition ventured into the submerged enigma, they discovered a hidden cavern adorned with intricate carvings, a shrine that revealed the Leviathan's ancient history. Eldridge, through the glyphs, learned that the sea monster's discontent stemmed from a forgotten promise made by the town's founders, a pact that bound future generations to the Leviathan's watchful gaze. Eldridge, burdened by the weight of a cursed covenant, realized that appeasing the Leviathan was not enough. The sea monster, an ancient guardian betrayed by the town's ancestors, demanded the fulfillment of the forgotten promise. The townsfolk, now tasked with navigating a web of ancestral oaths, grappled with the unsettling truth that their fate was entwined with the Leviathan's ancient legacy. As the truth of the ancestral pact unraveled, Eldridge identified the descendants of the original promise makers. The reluctant heirs, burdened by the sins of their forebears, faced a choice: either break the cursed covenant and risk the Leviathan's unbridled fury, or honor the forgotten promise and navigate a path bound by ancient obligations. Eldridge, propelled by a blend of necessity and ancestral duty, convened an ancestral convergence, a gathering of the reluctant heirs to confront the Leviathan's legacy. The sea monster's ominous presence loomed as the descendants, each marked by the weight of their lineage, grappled with the moral implications of a promise made in a bygone era. In a solemn ceremony, the reluctant heirs acknowledged the Leviathan's claim to the forgotten promise. Eldridge, standing on the precipice of an abyssal reckoning, braced for the sea monster's response. The ocean's currents shifted, and the Leviathan's colossal form rose from the depths, its gaze both ancient and unforgiving. The town, now entangled in a dance with the Leviathan's wrath, awaited the consequences of an ancestral covenant. With the Leviathan's presence felt more keenly than ever, Eldridge sought a path of redemption. The reluctant heirs, burdened by the ancestral covenant, embarked on a quest to uncover the means of appeasing the ancient sea monster without perpetuating the sins of their forebears. The town, standing at the precipice of a tidal reckoning, yearned for a chance at redemption amidst the swirling currents of fate. Guided by the maritime mystics, the reluctant heirs discovered a forgotten ritual, a sacred ceremony that, if performed with sincerity and humility, had the potential to quell the Leviathan's unrest. Eldridge, gripped by a fragile hope, prepared for the ritual that would test the town's resolve to break the cycle of ancestral obligations. As the ritual commenced, Eldridge became a stage for a tidal symphony, a harmonious dance between the town's inhabitants and the Leviathan's ancient energies. The sea monster, its colossal form submerged beneath the waves, seemed to respond to the sincerity of Eldridge's intentions. The town, its fate entwined with the Leviathan's legacy, braced for the culmination of the ritual's transformative power. With each sacred incantation, the Leviathan's presence shifted from a force of wrath to a guardian of the submerged depths. The sea monster, its gaze softened by the town's earnest efforts, embraced Eldridge in a spectral communion. The waters, once tumultuous, gradually subsided into a serene calm, leaving the town to bask in the newfound tranquility that emanated from the Leviathan's subdued depths. Eldridge, having navigated the treacherous waters of redemption, entered into a tenuous truce with the Leviathan. The sea monster, now a guardian reconciled with the town's sincerity, retreated into the unseen depths, leaving behind a legacy of transformation. The reluctant heirs, relieved of the weight of ancestral obligations, faced an uncertain future where the tides of redemption coexisted with the echoes of Eldridge's tumultuous history. In the wake of the transformative ritual, Eldridge embraced a newfound nautical harmony. The sea, once a source of unrest, became a testament to the town's ability to break free from the shackles of ancestral sins. The reluctant heirs, having played a pivotal role in Eldridge's redemption, found solace in the knowledge that the Leviathan's legacy had shifted from a curse to a guardian's watchful gaze. As Eldridge sailed through the resilient currents of its altered fate, whispers of the Leviathan's legend persisted. The sea monster, now a benevolent force in the town's maritime folklore, became a symbol of Eldridge's resilience and capacity for transformation. The once cursed covenant, tempered by the sincerity of redemption, left an indelible mark on the coastal town's destiny. With Eldridge's redemption etched into the annals of maritime lore, the town faced uncharted horizons. The Leviathan's legacy, once a specter of dread, transformed into a beacon of guidance. Eldridge, eager to embrace a future untethered from the shadows of the past, set sail towards unexplored territories, both within the sea and the collective heart of its inhabitants. As Eldridge ventured into uncharted waters, the seafarers of the town found solace in a reverie of exploration. The Leviathan, now a benevolent guardian, seemed to guide their vessels through uncharted currents. Eldridge, once bound by the weight of ancestral sins, reveled in the newfound freedom to chart its destiny, fueled by the winds of redemption and the Leviathan's watchful gaze. Eldridge, buoyed by the Leviathan's blessing, envisioned a maritime utopia, a haven where the delicate balance between human endeavors and ancient forces harmonized. The town's architecture reflected this vision, with structures adorned with symbols that paid homage to the sea monster's transformative legacy. Eldridge, a beacon of unity and redemption, radiated a newfound prosperity that echoed through the waves. Amidst the maritime utopia, Eldridge discovered a mysterious artifact, a relic bestowed by the Leviathan. The artifact, pulsating with ancient energies, seemed to bridge the gap between the town's inhabitants and the sea monster's benevolent influence. Eldridge, embracing the gift, found that it granted the town's seafarers unparalleled insight into the ebb and flow of the ocean's mysteries. Eldridge's relationship with the Leviathan evolved into a sea-bound harmony, a delicate dance between mortal endeavors and ancient forces. The town's festivals, once tinged with trepidation, transformed into celebrations that honored the Leviathan's blessing. Eldridge, guided by the relic's enigmatic energies, lived in tandem with the ocean's rhythms, perpetuating a legacy of unity and respect for the sea's unseen depths. The relic, now a symbol of Eldridge's symbiotic accord with the Leviathan, became a central focus of the town's maritime rituals. The inhabitants, in communion with the artifact, felt the sea monster's presence as a benevolent guide. Eldridge, forever changed by the Leviathan's transformative legacy, basked in the glow of a destiny shaped by the delicate balance between ancestral echoes and the aspirations of the present. In a solemn ceremony, Eldridge formalized an eternal pact with the Leviathan. The artifact, serving as a conduit between the town and the sea monster, sealed the accord with energies that resonated through the ocean's depths. Eldridge, now forever intertwined with the Leviathan's legacy, lived under the auspices of a pact that transcended the boundaries of time, ensuring a perpetuity of harmony and understanding.